a couple of teaching points for us to remember. So I'm all into headlock, I put a pad for the strikes. When you grab my nose, the first thing I do is put it up, and then I put it down.
What we're looking at is just some counter offence, counter anti-grappling. Looking at this prospect of a headlock, the earliest opportunity that you can deal with it, because obviously you see someone coming, you're not allowed to put you in a headlock, just got to bang them. If they come from offline, so outside of peripheral scope, there's a brief intel, then you can turn and do something. If there's not, then the only intel is going to be tactile. That means they're going to grab you. As soon as you feel an arm come around you, it's your earliest opportunity to do something before it's on. In which case I'm going to pull out, get to the back of him and beat the shit out of him. If he force me into a headlock, first thing I've got to do is get base, so you don't pull me over. Because he's going to hold me to hit me, hold me while someone else hits me, or take me to the ground, so my response has got to be immediate. If he's a strong lump and his inertia is quite forward, then I may not be able to pull him back, as you'll see, in which case I'll pull him forward. I'm either going to counter assault by bringing his body forward and beating him down on the back line, or I'm going to hit the groin and bring his head back, as we'll see. These are just a couple of options for dealing with a side headlock. So let's go from the top first. So the first one we looked at, first stimulus I get is tactile. I feel him, I don't see him, which is not the ideal. Because if he can get close enough to touch me from here, then he can stab me from here. He can hit me with something around the back of the head from here. So it's not the ideal. It's shit can happen. I put the arm fixated this way, looking at something, and all of a sudden I just see a shadow, and I feel this arm come. Before he gets based and balanced, I've got the opportunity to just pull my head out, which then gives me the back of his head to be assaulted on. That's what we looked at. The other two examples, he's got it on. He's on for whatever reason. So maybe I'll contact manage the first subject, de-escalating, he's backed up, and all of a sudden his mate's just pulled me into a headlock. In a 2-on-1 situation like that, it's really important to deal with this dude quickly, because his mate's going to be coming back at me. If you're in a situation where somebody is holding you from behind and it's a frontal stimuli, this guy's not the problem, he needs to deal with the frontal stimuli. If he's pulled me into a headlock in this position, now there's somebody here, I still got to get this dude off me before I can do anything. I might be able to just hit the groin and drag him around to cover as I get out and beat on him, making him block the path of the other dude. But I still must know the method of counter offence to get him off me. So the first example we looked at, he's pulled me into this headlock and I've hit the groin to take his attention. From here I've reached over to get an anchor point. I'm either going to take the philtrum, being very careful not to put my hand near the mouth so he can bite me, or as I prefer, tooth being is just going to hook the eye. This will lift up his chin as a platform for this shot coming straight up underneath. From there I'll transition into the hammer fist. So the way he fed it with the pads is to give me a low line, target here, big hit here, took my head, I took his palm, and then I beat him down. The second example is pulled me right forward because there's a disparity in height. The inertia of me pulling his body up from here, and if I get an anchor, maybe he turns his head, I can't get it. Even if I get this ear, it's not a guarantee I'll get his head up. So I use his forward energy. So here I'll come underneath and strike the groin, strike, grab whatever I can and win. As I do that, I'll push, which will put him here. The next logical target, if the groin is open from here, as it was, is here under the groin with the sack. If not, I'll just take the ankle. From whatever I do next, I'll then take the back of the head until he's down. So in this example, the ones we looked at so far, looks at this side headlock, which is a common way of getting grabbed from an outside flank. Before somebody will do something. The idea is that you take action before he does that something. And something he's likely to do is pummel your head. In which case, as soon as he grabs me here this way and starts to operate with this hand, I need to cover. I'm going to cover with this hand, which means striking the groin here is not an option because over the target. One option might be to turn in a bite here, but heavy clothing might negate that. If he's holding my head tight, I can't turn. So he's going to be beating me with this one. I'm going to cover first, which means I've got to use this hand to do something about it. Now I could come over the top and just start pounding him, or I could break his base first, which is what I'm going to do here. So he's got me here, hitting, I'm coming under the groin, pulling forward and bumping him on my shoulder. So then gives me this back line target. And then we'll start beating his back line target down until he's down. The reality is, he's hitting me with a ball fist in the face. Here, boom. Got to cover up. Boom. I'll start waiting. Right? As soon as I slap underneath, I'll grab, rip. So I'm hitting whatever I can hit, grabbing and ripping. As I bump forward with my shoulder and my hip to drive his base. So I'm push-pulling with effect. If I can use this hand by then to bring it away from the cover of my base, I'll use this hand as well. Connect to the back of his head, the next target, to just finish off. Right? So it looks like this. Got his second kick. Right, so we're looking at it from this perspective. He's putting me into the headlock from standing, taking me straight to the ground. Understand that's going to be done in one motion. If he knows what he's doing when he throws the arm around, this is the shot. There's a good chance he hits you in the brainstem with that, you're going to be fucking dazed. Plus the fact the floor's not going to be like this, which is matte, it's going to be hard concrete, you're going to hit it hard, he's landing on top of you. Which is going to get the air knocked out of your lungs, and he's going to compress your lungs, which is lying on your ribs. The very next thing he's going to do is transition to punching you in the face. So there's a lot of shit going on here, and you really don't want to be here, but if you end up here, you know how to get out of it, right? So if you look at the perspective of options, if from here, he's got this around me, here is where he's ended up. You may or may not track this arm off. Right? All I've got is this hand. Got a good target, back of the head, incidental striking. I've got one, boom, 2 shots. And then I'm going to reach for the eye and pull this back to free this arm. And now I can start to pound his head and then pull him over, manipulate him, strip myself out to get to a position to finish. I want to replicate that with a pad. Come here. He's got this position, he places the pad by the side of his head. He's going to receive some impacts to keep it strong. Here I'm going to use this hip, push off, and use my arm to hit 1, 2 shots. And then I just reach for the head, and then pull this way. Get this hand free, and start pounding. I can either pound the head, or I can go straight for the throat and close the airway. From here I'm just going to sweep myself out, put my points and elbows on him, and then blitz him. Here. Also, if I had a weapon at this point, this is where I'll be accessing it.
Okay, so for the pad holder, some key points that we're looking at. When I'm holding this pad to offer him the side of my head, because in reality I would maybe be tucking my head down, or I would just be hitting him here, but it's a restrictive strike. So for me to replicate that with the pads, the best way I can do it is to tuck my head into this pad. Now I'm going to receive some impacts, but I'm making sure I'm holding it tight and just hitting it. From there, when he reaches over and grabs the eye or the nose to present, I put the pad now tight to my chest. I'm not holding it out, it's tight to my chest. Which gives him the option to either hit like this, or he can grab my throat and then take to the next position. Okay, he shoots out, I just keep the pad here. And then yet again, the pad's there for him to strike.